time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like told me, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win, apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win, apply myself, I felt it in.
Welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. My name is Dave. I'm here with my boy Tomo. What's going on, Tomo?
Ain't too much, man. You know, just feeling good. Ready for another fun-filled episode. How you doing?
Well, I'm doing good. Even though we just had breaking news, Jimmy Butler is out for tonight. Jimmy Butler will miss game 2. So, I mean, we stole one game. So whatever happens tonight happens tonight. But other than that, I'm excited for today's show. As you see, it's just me and Tomo today. You know, Joe will be a comment warrior. Since his Kings are gone, he's also gone as well. You know,
you should try to take the day off.
He decided to take a day off and go to Cancun to visit his Kings.
Matter of fact, I think he's flying in. That's why.
Yeah,
hey, Joe,
exactly. He flew in. He flew into not Sacramento because they don't have any more games left. So, but like I said, it's Tuesday, terrific Tuesday. But I can't start us off without hearing what I usually say off every single time.
Come on now, we know what time it is, and it's Tuesday, so we gotta say,
"Turn me up."
Let's get it. We have a guest coming on today. We got J-Mo coming on today for his 76ers, who pulled off a great win last night. So he got to come on and talk about his boys. We got some good topics today, but before we get started, make sure you like, subscribe, and share to the network, not just the YouTube channel. But we're on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. So make sure if you're not watching, you can also listen to it on there. So you're able to view it in multiple ways. We are past 600 subscribers now, so we appreciate everyone that's been there. Over 125,000 views, so we're definitely getting closer and closer to being monetized. We appreciate you guys. And thanks everyone who was able to help us out with the moment of silence for Shaq Barrett's family for what happened to his daughter yesterday. So definitely appreciate that. But we got some great things to talk about today. Before we get that, Tom, I want you to go ahead and talk about those IG chats, and make sure that you guys are in the comments as well, because it makes the show exciting. But go ahead, Tomo.
So, of course, I mean, for those that are listening, you can hit us up on Instagram at Refuse to Lose Sports. That's at Refuse to Lose Sports. The number 2, Refuse to Lose Sports. For my Baltimore folks, Q. And again, they all on Instagram. So we got the NBA chat /WNBA chat. And I think the season kicks off on the 5th with a way to kick off Cinco de Mayo. You can watch the ladies start their season off. Then you got, did the cha-cha. Then you got the NFL chat. You got the MLB chat. We got NCAA college football and basketball. And for basketball, we got the ladies in there too. And we got the boxing chat. Of course, shout out to my boys that be doing the boxing episodes with me, Ricky, Fast Camp, and now Tony. Tay gonna get on there one day. And like I said, with these chats, we also do episodes based upon these chats. So these chats actually fuel the network. They keep the debates going. We also get live updates, just like we found out about Jimmy Butler just now. We also get trades, transfer portals. Anything you see on ESPN or Bleacher Report, we get it, but we also get it 10 times earlier than them. So believe in us. And if you want to be a part of these chats, again, just hit us up on Instagram. Drop your name and what chat you want to be a part of, and please participate. Don't just join the chat and just be one of those couch warriors, man. Like, we love the comment warriors on the show, but them also the folks that participate in the chat as well. Like, jump in, man. It's a family in here. We're going to welcome you with open arms unless you say something outlandish, then we gonna welcome you with some badgering. But either way, you're gonna be welcome.
Yep. And other than that, enjoy the show. So let's go ahead and get started with our first comment, our first topic, should I
My
say.
man, ready?
Eeny, meeny, miny, no. All that means is Dylan Brooks was told that he is not going to be a Memphis Grizzly next year. They said, don't even think about it. We're not even going to give you an offer. We gave you an offer before the season started, and you said no. And because of your play and your actions this year, you will be an unrestricted free agent. So you can choose to go wherever you want, but it won't be here. You can go to China. You can go to Turkey. You can go to Russia. Don't matter. But you won't be in Memphis unless you're on another team. Tomo, what's up with Dylan Brooks, man? Why not bringing your boy back? He's supposed to be one of these great defenders. So what's going on? And it's under no circumstances he coming back at that. So
one, I mean, his actions on the court showed it. I'm gonna be an adult first before I get my jokes off, because of course everybody want to get their jokes off. But we've been saying it all season that the Memphis Grizzlies actually need a veteran presence on this team. And in order to do that, somebody from this young core has to go. Bane just showed that he proved his worth. Jaren Jackson proved his worth. You know, Ja not going nowhere unless Ja just want to go back outside. And then who's the other person? You got one more person. I'm forgetting his name. But it's shorter than Brooks. It's one more guy. But
Clark, the other.
There we go. Yep, Clark. I remember because I wanted the Wizards to draft him. But and I'm having a Joe moment. But so somebody had to go. And everything that he was doing on the court showed that he wanted to be somewhat of a Draymond, but he wasn't bringing that same offensive or defensive intensity consistently for the Grizzlies. Also, bro, you can't run off the court after you lose a game. Like, bro, you're not a superstar here. So they said, look, Brooks, it was like either it's Brooks or Bane. I'm not saying they said that, but they probably came down to that. And it was like, well, Brooks can go. And I bet you and I guarantee you they're going to bring in another vet and they're going to make this thing work. So, Dylan, let me not talk too much before you end up on the Wizards, but you're done, son.
Dylan Brooks, man. I mean, you just got put in the doghouse. And now
you in the doghouse.
It seems like you ain't coming out no time soon. You in the doghouse, and now you're done, son.
That's his name. Thanks, Joe.
So, all I gotta say is goodbye. Have a nice trip. You know, hopefully you're still able to find another team in the NBA that's not the Miami Heat. Don't bring him in, y'all. Don't bring him in, please. Pat Riley. If all you can do is, that would be a great gift for me, is to not even think about talking to him. So, I mean, Dylan Brooks, not a good 3-point shooter, not a good free throw shooter. Doesn't cause a lot of havoc on the defense except for, maybe a technical or fouling. He had a dirty play in last year's playoffs where he caused not Jordan Poole, but Gary Payton II to be injured for pretty much the rest of the playoffs. He didn't come back until later this year with the same Golden State Warriors after he left him with the Portland. And then he had another play where he, gave LeBron a meat shot and he got ejected in the game. So, and then he, of course, just been disrespectful to other players. Not like personally disrespectful, but just as far as basketball wise. Talked about Draymond Green. Draymond Green said, if you want to know why the Memphis Grizzlies don't go far, look right here at this idiot. And I mean, I'm not going to call you an idiot, but I mean, Draymond said it. So there's no need for me to say it. Draymond said it already. And he's actually an okay defender. He's not great, but it's not bad. It's just that his mouth gets him in trouble too much. He said he doesn't respect anybody until they put 40 on him. Well, your whole team got 40 put on you. You lost by 40 in the final game in Game 6 at home. So, not at home, but on the road. Now, what are you really expecting to do when you're not, your game doesn't back up your talking.
Yeah, that's the part, and that's why I think the GMs was like, he can go.
Yeah, I mean, and then they have a chance of signing some other people. Bane has played his game, and he's shown a leadership role no matter what happened. Win or loss, he was at every press conference letting you know how it goes. Now, he did go out his way, said there was going to be a game 7. I mean, players do that. So I'm not going to give him any flack on that. He's been one of the more humble young Grizzlies, even though he kind of was talking trash to LeBron at one time. LeBron said he wasn't having it. So, but I mean, maybe he'll get an opportunity somewhere else. He may be able to go to Minnesota. They pick up anybody. So he may go to Minnesota. Maybe even go to Utah. Might be able to do something there. Who knows? Somebody will pick him up, but he won't be in Memphis Grizzlies next year. So he's still in the doghouse. I don't know what to tell you after that.
Doghouse, Dunny, all that. He outside the doghouse. Matter of fact, when y'all see that picture of the doghouse and y'all see that dog next to it, we might have to just like a personal prop. Now, I'm saying we put a personal prop of Dylan Brooks like right there, just standing there.
Yep, he is probably now the mascot for the doghouse. He's like,
Man.
hey, whoever come in, just sign your name right here, and I got you.
He the bouncer for the doghouse.
There you go. He's the bouncer for the doghouse.
Go ahead, man. I want to read J-Mo comment right quick. I know you're about to join us, right? Because we're about to talk about the 76ers, but even Pat Bev talk crazy, but he always plays to win the game. Dylan got to find a way to produce because he's not a scorer. And he kind of, J-Mo also said the same thing about Draymond. With Draymond as well. Yeah, Dylan, I mean, you're one of those players that can be replaced because what you do, there's a million other people that actually, there's a replica of it. We named 2. We got Draymond, we got Pat Bev, PJ Tucker. So that Jay Crowder now for some teams. So if you're in a group like that where people's like, well, I can go find another you, then you're expendable. You got to be able to do something. Like when Ja was out that second game, he had to put up 30 or at least 25. You see Draymond put up 20 in one of those games because they talking about trading him. He's like, nah, I could score.
Mm-hmm. Put up 21 in a key playoff game. So, I mean, Dylan Brooks, you got to do something, man. You got to find somewhere. You got to be able to facilitate the offense or something, play better defense, and humble yourself.
Facts.
Just humble yourself. There's no need to talk until just go out there and play your game. So, that's it for you.
He gonna be in Orlando.
Oh, Javon not gonna like that. Javon not gonna like that. Hey, he might go to Detroit.
As soon as you say that, watch Carl pop up in the comments.
He just might.
But yeah, we going to the next one.
Yeah. So this next topic, we're actually gonna bring in our guest, J-Mo. So J-Mo, my guy, what's going on, J-Mo?
Yes, sir. What's good, fellas? How y'all doing, man?
I'm great.
Wrong.
Hold on. One time for that shot back there. Woo.
Hey, I expressed my feelings about the Celtics. I picked them mainly for one reason, but hey, I could care less if they lose or not, if they want to lose. So, Jay will know how I feel.
Man, look, you know how I feel.
Yeah, I know how you feel.
Man said it. He said 10 toes down, and they showed up.
Yeah, they did. James Harden came up clutch, put up 45 in a playoff game, hit a key 3 to put them ahead and basically in the game in Boston, game 1. J-Mo, we're going to come to you first. How you feel and what do you expect of your team now that you stole game 1 on the road?
Well, first of all, shout out to James Harden for one, because, he rewind the clock. But shouts out to DeAnthony Melton and Paul Reed, man. DeAnthony Melton went 5 for 5 from 3 in the first half. But, I've been talking about DeAnthony Melton all season long. And I know it's just one game, but in the playoffs, you need role players to give you a game. Okay, next game it could be George Niang or McDaniels. We don't need you to be consistent every game. We need you to give us one game or 2 games or whatever the case may be. But Paul Reed, man, of course he's a little undisciplined, as far as jumping on shots. But I'd rather you jump than just let him score. you know, but he plays hard. He rebounds. I remember the first time I saw him play, it was against Giannis. And he blocked his shot, flexed on Giannis, ran down, caught the oop. I was like, who is this? Looked him up, found out he a G League MVP, and he's a dog. So those 4 free throws he hit at the end of the game, very underrated. Nobody even mentioned it everywhere I'm talking. Seeing people talk about the game, nobody's mentioning those free throws he hit down the stretch. Those were major. So that was James Harden put up 45, but that was a great team win. Shout out to Doc Rivers. Shout out to Doc Rivers for saying, look, Harden, we've been riding with you all game. We gonna die with you. And man, James Harden, man. First of all, I'm not gonna say I'm entirely shocked, but there's a little bit. 45 is a stretch. I wouldn't expect him to go and get 45, but he showed everybody that even if it's just one game, like I can do this. He mentioned after the game that he had a role to play for this team. He's a facilitator. He's a scorer second. And he stressed how good it felt to be able to go out there and do what he wants. He literally said that. He said it felt good to be able to do what I want. So we see that it's still there. I don't know if he can average 45 for a season, but we see that it's still there. You know what I'm saying? And the Celtics, Joe Mazzulla, man, what the heck was that out of bounds play at the end of the game? It looked like, I wish we had the clip, man. It looked like when Marcus Smart caught the ball that he was supposed to wait for Tatum to come around that screen at the top of the key. But he just took off like he was the GOAT. And honestly, when he got injured, like earlier in the game, I was kind of upset because I want him in the game because his decision-making can be questionable in some crucial moments. So I would rather him have the ball in his hand than Tatum or Brown. And Jaylen Brown got no love. I think he had 14 points in the first quarter. And I don't even know where he was after that. He made a couple shots, but, they was leaning heavy on Tatum. Tatum got the foul on Tobias Harris at the end of the game. I don't know why they didn't give it to him at the end of the game. But I want to say shout out to my team, man. It's just one game. It's just one game. But we here. We 10 toes down. We coming to get game 2. Just like Harden said, we're not about to be satisfied with just one game. Everybody think we're going to lose game 2, just like they thought we was going to lose game 1. And game 1 is always a toss-up because no adjustments have been made yet. So we did what we were supposed to do. So I feel like if we would have came in there and lost, people would have been like, oh, yeah, the Celtics are a better team. This is what we expected. But then when we go in there and do that, it's not an amazing performance by James Harden. It's a lackadaisical performance from the Celtics. So I feel like we're playing with house money. Some people think James Harden can't do it again because there wasn't a lot of pressure on him this game because they weren't expecting him to win. But now that we up and could possibly go up 2-0, it might get some pressure, so he might not be able to last long. But Maxey came through for my man. He only averages 8 points against the Celtics for his whole career. It's like 10, 11 games. He only averaged 8 points. Put up 26. He stepped up. Big shout out to my team. Let's see if we can keep it going.
You going, Dave?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna let you go ahead and go last. I gotta say this because I didn't really hear anyone else mention this either. Shout out to what James Harden did after the game. After the game, they were standing on the court trying to celebrate. He was like, no, it's one game. Go to the locker room. We ain't got nothing to celebrate about. It's one game. It's one game in the Eastern Conference semis, not the Eastern Conference Finals, the Eastern Conference semis. Yes, it's a second round. It's a playoff game. It's important, but it's just one game. One game. That shows some leadership right there. That's something that I really like to see about from James Harden. So I definitely appreciate seeing that. And you're right. He balled out. And Tomo, I'm glad that you mentioned PJ Tucker in the last segment because that was someone who I forgot to mention when we talked about the game yesterday. Because PJ Tucker, he's not going to be that person that's going to put up a lot of points for you. It's all the hustle plays that matters when it comes to PJ Tucker. He's going to play great defense because he's going to play hard no matter what. That's another. People talk about how Westbrook is going to play 100% every single time, 110%. PJ Tucker's that same way. He's just not as athletic as Russell Westbrook. But
PJ didn't take a shot last night.
Nope.
ain't take a shot, but I can guarantee you he made an impact on that game.
Mm-hmm.
He had key rebounds. He had key stops, forced some fouls. He did everything he needed to do in that game, and that's one thing that he does, man. And J-Mo, you gave a call out to Maxey. You say he got to do something, and he answered the bell. He came out and put up 26. He did what he needed to do to help y'all win that game. And honestly, J-Mo, I agree with the Marcus Smart, but I disagree a little bit. I wouldn't mind if it's in Tatum or Brown's hand because they got a tendency to turn the ball over in the key moment too. We saw that in the finals last year. We saw that in the Eastern Conference Finals against Miami last year. No matter what happens, they're gonna turn the ball over. I even watched the end of that game yesterday, and Jaylen Brown turned it over in back-to-back times in the fourth quarter. So for me, and honestly, I think Jaylen Brown, the reason why he was turning the ball over because he didn't get a feel in the game after that first quarter. Like you said, he pretty much wasn't even involved. And just like Joe said yesterday, that was a bad coaching decision to not put the ball in the person's hand who's hot. Yes, I understand that Jason Tatum is considered your best player, but your dog is Jaylen Brown. If you see he getting hot, feed him. Feed him the ball. If no one's able to stop him, give him an opportunity to score. But they didn't do that. Joe Mazzulla, you got to make some adjustments in this game. If you want to have a chance to get to the Eastern Conference Finals or to the finals, you got to make an adjustment. And honestly, you should have won that game without their best player being on the floor. No one expected James Harden to go for 45. That's why I feel like it was some pressure that he probably felt on himself to be able to win that game, and he answered the bell. James Harden just showed you that, hey, I may not have been – the last 2 years I haven't been healthy, so I haven't been able to show you what I can do. But trust me, that 30 or 40-point game is still there. So shout out to the 76ers for that. Tomo, on you.
Yesterday, we all talked about the series. We all made our predictions. We all said what the Celtics have been doing all season. They'll give a game away, a game that they should easily win. They'll sometimes show up and then they'll blow a team out. We thought that wasn't going to be game one. We was like maybe game 3, 4. You know, back in Philly, they may give it up. Not game one. Literally everything Teddy said and you said, Dave, about the Celtics showed yesterday. It's not supposed to happen in game one. And literally everything I said about James Harden was the opposite. I said, I don't know when he's going to show up, but he got to be able to win us at least one game. And he's like, all right, I heard you, bro. Check. 45 on their head. 6 assists. Came out there looking like an actual leader. He looked like the James Harden that was in Houston after a good strip club night. He was like, look, bro, we're going to turn up one time. And also about the coaching, Doc Rivers. I said, can he make the adjustments? Even though the Celtics have the deeper team, some would say the better team. Can he make the proper adjustments with a beat out for them to win a game? And he did just that. I don't even think he did anything. He just let Mazzulla mess up. He said, go ahead, do your thing, rookie coach. You got Jaylen Brown out here who's averaging over 26 to 25 points a game. Of course, he got that, but that was on 8 for 10 shooting. Everything about Jaylen Brown game yesterday was efficient. It was just the fact that he wasn't actually a part of the game. You would look at the box score and be like, well, why they lose? But if you watch the game, he kind of like took them out. That goes back to coaching. You have players. You have to make sure that these players stay in the game. Now, I'm scared to see if Marcus Smart goes for like 3 threes in a row if he takes them out, like rookie coaching mistakes. And B, if I'm you, take one more game off, bro. Like they did, like you said about the Heat and Jimmy Butler, Dave. They stole one already. There's no pressure on us. We stole one. Now we just gotta come back home and clean up. And the way the Celtics are so, man, they're so up and down, man. They're so up and down. You can't really say they're gonna lose this next game because then they'll come out there and then they'll win by 20, and then everyone will be like, well, these are Celtics. They got to figure out their identity. Like sometimes when I watch that Celtics team, people gonna kill me, but I think of the Wizards when they had John Wall and Bradley Beal. Those years where it's like we got 2 good players and we have everything around them, but for some strange reason we just can't figure it out. And they always in that moment where they just can't figure it out. Is it Jaylen Brown or is it Jason Tatum? Well, we want to say it's Tatum because he was here first and he's the all-star and he has the commercials, but Jaylen Brown is the more efficient player at times. Just control the egos and you'll have something. Because it's on the floor when they have their moments, when they up 30, Everyone's all happy. They slapping fives, the mask is off. But when they down, it just seems like they don't want to play with each other. So they got to figure that out. When they figure that out, then the Celtics will be the team that everybody wants them to be. For me, I said the 76ers will get 2 games. They got 1 so far. I ain't jumping ship, but man, if it would feel good to be 10 toes down, J-Mo.
Yeah, man. I'm 10 toes down. Look, like Joe said in the last comment, I think the Celtics are going to bounce back. They're going to come back and give us like all they got because they mad. I don't know if they mad at us or mad at what everybody's saying about them, but they mad. And I just think that the good thing about a playoff series is that we won by what, 3 points?
Yep.
4 points. We won by 3 points.
4.
The Celtics can beat us by 40 next game. It's still 1-1. So that's why that one game is so important, I think. And man, look, shouts out to the team, man. That's one game. We coming to get game 2. We not satisfied. We coming to get game 2. And if we lose, then we going back home with some confidence. My man Embiid, the decision is made. James Harden already wrapped that up. Embiid is resting for another game, possibly another 2 games. I think if it go 1-1 and he's still not close to being close to healthy, they're gonna let it go 1 more game and let it, 2-1. They might let it go that far, but man, the team has potential, man.
Hey.
The team has potential. I would like to see Tobias Harris get a little more looks. I feel like he disappeared in that third quarter. He made some good shots down the stretch. Harden had one play to Tobias. I should have pulled the clip, man. Tobias had a screen and roll up top, late fourth quarter. Harden called him over and said, "Come set this screen. When I go through, stay here." I saw him say it. He said, "Stay here." Harden blew by 2 defenders. Everybody collapsed. He literally went up for the layup and flicked his wrist back to Tobias. Wide open tray ball. He's one of the few guys in NBA history who's an all-time great scorer and an all-time great facilitator.
Man.
All time.
No, Kev said it in one of the comments, man. I was going to say, if we can get this James Harden for the next 3 games, and then next game, then when Embiid come back, Boston, y'all better wake up, because I don't know if you were going to see an actual motivated James Harden. It's been a long time since we've seen him act like this, and he can get 40 again.
And it's a contract year for him too. So,
and he trying to go back home.
You know what I mean? Don't think he just trying to live off his name,
man. Right. That boy trying to win. He trying to make some money. He trying to win. Look, you're right, and James, I'm glad you used that example that, hey, it's the playoffs. You can win the game by 5 and get blown out the next game. Miami, when we beat the Celtics, we won the first game and they got beat by 20 in the second game without Giannis being there. Mm-hmm. So trust me, it can happen. It can most certainly happen. It just, hey, Mazzulla, what adjustments you gonna make? Doc, I know you're gonna make some adjustments too. What you gonna do? You gonna get Tobias involved some more? Maxey, you gonna go off again? Harden, you gonna ball out again? Game 2 gonna be exciting. I'm already ready for game 2. I think
I need Maxey to shoot the ball and attack, man. He had a couple plays in the first half where he's about to blow by Derek White or Marcus Smart, but they on his hip, so he retreat. Then in the second half, those same exact plays, he taking them right to the cup and laying them. I need you to do that in the first quarter, Maxey. Come on.
Yeah, that's y'all X factor. Him and Harris. PJ Tucker going PJ Tucker.
One more time. Look at that shot, bro. Let me tell you something. When he had the ball up top, bro, I was like, go. We are losing, but we down. If you miss, we need some more time to foul and get another possession. He waiting. I'm like, bro, go. He shot the 3. I put my hands on my head, bro. When he made it, I dropped to the floor. I couldn't believe it, bro. I was like, he hardly got any separation when he shot the ball. Like, I didn't like the shot. I mean, I liked it because he had it going all game, but like as far as a shot, I felt like he could at least step back a little more. But
you had a Steve Kerr moment when Steph shot that 3 and he thought he was gonna miss it. It cashed it. He was like, oh.
Like, Steve Kerr should be in the doghouse for that. Come on, man. How many times you done seen Steph do that?
No, that was only his second year with Steph, man. He didn't know.
Yeah,
Nah,
he
you
wasn't
know.
hip with that.
That was
He
the
didn't know about
MVP. That
yet.
was 2016 year. He didn't know.
got to trust it. You let him shoot once he passed the half court line. You got to trust anything at this point.
Hey, that's at
Yeah.
this point. Hey, that was his second. That was his second season with him. He wasn't trusting nothing at that point.
He's like, I'm gonna get fired. Nope, don't do
Nope.
it. Don't do it.
Nope. Cash. All right. Do your thing.
Man.
Well,
But all
one
right.
more thing. Hold on. One more thing I want to mention is that it was a few times we got killed on offensive rebounds, and like not just like offensive rebounds, putbacks. Like Tatum had a few layups that he missed, and he was able to tip them back in. It was a point at the fourth quarter where Al Horford had got a rebound, then Smart got a rebound and passed it to Al Horford all in one possession, and I'm like, none of that is happening with Embiid is there. You know, even if he's not 100%, his presence alone is not going to allow that to happen. So I look at him, and I think it's going to be wonderful that he sits out the next game and then comes back game 3 at home. Because remember when we played y'all last year, the first 2 games, we didn't look good. The third game when he came back, Embiid only had like what, 18 and 10 or something like that. But the team just looked totally different because his presence was there.
Right.
Even he wasn't 100%. You could tell the way he was playing. So I think his presence is going, with that electrifying home crowd, and we already got a game. I'm feeling good.
Hey, well, game 2 tomorrow. Let's see what happens. J-Mo, last words.
10 toes down. Let's get it.
All right, appreciate you for coming on, J-Mo. Like I said, we watched out for game 2. Let's see what happens. Maybe we'll see y'all in the conference finals again. Who knows? Miami.
Oh, you gotta believe. I believe. All right, go ahead.
You can't say we because you in Cancun.
Hey, the best people that talk trash is the ones in the stands.
Yeah, you're right. That's why they in the stands.
Yep.
At least both of y'all in places with nice weather now. You know.
I mean, I've always been a nice weather. This is Miami. I'm always
Yeah.
nice weather, so I'm good.
Me and Joe in a nice place right now, and they in New York. They gotta take care of business.
Oh yeah. Joe having a nice time in Cancun. He'll be all right.
Hey Dave, I want y'all to take care, do y'all thing, because
I know. Hey, I'm ready. I'm ready for whatever matchup it is. I'm ready.
Yeah, no question.
Let's get it.
All right, fellas, be safe.
You too, sir. All right, on to our next topic. Hey, that was a fire segment.
10 toes. He
down.
need to make a shirt.
Exactly. With J-Mo's face on it, saying 10 toes down.
Hey, J-Mo, what's the name? We clipping that up.
Yeah.
We adding that to the soundboard.
That's gonna be a short too. We're gonna make that a short too.
Man.
But NFL draft happened.
Oh, whoa, you jumping.
Oh, I am?
You forgot about your sons?
Oh.
Yeah, I know you don't want to talk about it, but we gotta talk about it.
You're right.
Mountain sunrise, desert sunsets. What we doing?
Jokic.
Bruh.
I know I said I wasn't going to concede, but this series does not look good for Phoenix at all. This series don't look good for Phoenix at all. This is looking like a sweep, maybe even a gentleman's sweep. This is not looking good. I mean, for one, Kevin Durant didn't shoot too well yesterday. I don't know what's going to happen with Phoenix. Seems like they getting out hustled, outplayed. That was a game they had in their hands. So Nuggets go up 2-0. Now they heading to Phoenix. Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Chris Paul, and soft DeAndre Ayton. I don't know what y'all gonna do at home, man. I don't know what
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Because it seemed like y'all had a chance to win the game because they wasn't shooting particularly well.
Nope.
But y'all was just bricking like crazy. Like y'all was building a mansion out there as many shots y'all was missing in that game. Y'all couldn't do anything at home. Haven't played at home and you look terrible. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, Tomo. I don't know what to say. I really don't. But the Denver looking like they on a mission right now, and Jamal Murray is a whole different kind of animal in the playoffs.
You don't even want to see what Joe going up in the comments, bro.
Oh, I see. I'm already hip, but people kept telling me, they was like, look, Dave, I understand they got Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, but they got to play some defense. And right now, they ain't been playing no defense. And DeAndre Ayton ain't been getting no rebounds. I don't know what's up with him, man. He to me is. I'm upset. Like he on my team.
Man.
He's not. I don't care what anybody say. I will pick Bam over him any day. Any day. At least I know he ain't gonna be soft out there. But sheesh, DeAndre Ayton, there's too many times where you just watching them grab rebounds. Like, what are you doing? Are you a spectator or a player? Jokic, look, the team didn't play well. Jokic still put up 36 and 19?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. Look, all I'm gonna say is, if y'all don't win at home, this series is over. Y'all not gonna win another game. That's all I'm gonna say. Phoenix, if you don't win at home, you getting swept. That's all I'm gonna say. Because I picked y'all to win in 6, but now y'all gotta win 4 straight. I don't got faith y'all winning 4 straight. So this is gonna have to go 7 if you got a chance to win this. But y'all gotta do something. Defense gonna have to show up somewhere. Some other players gonna have to step up. KD has to shoot almost perfect in order for y'all to even have a chance. Devin Booker got a ball out. DeAndre Ayton needs to average at least 10 to 12 rebounds. He ain't doing none of that right now. Denver just feels like they want it more right now. And Jokic said it. He said he ain't worried about no MVP thing. He just want to win. He just want to win. He ain't worried about no MVP being announced tonight. He just ready to get the dub. So great win yesterday, Nuggets, but Phoenix, you this close. You this close to being in the doghouse.
Look, you might as well go ahead and put them in the doghouse. J-Mo said, why don't people believe in the Nuggets in the playoffs? Tell me a legit reason.
I think it's because the last. I mean, I understand they haven't been healthy the last couple of seasons, but they haven't gotten far since the bubble. They haven't gotten to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah,
I mean the Western Conference Finals. So that's why. That's more than the reason why. And they had a good record. It's almost like that Phoenix Suns team with Steve Nash. They were really good in the regular season. Always had a top 3 seed, but couldn't get over the hump. And that's honestly how I see this team. I'm not saying that they're not capable of it, but it's just they remind me so much of that team because it was Steve Nash, Amari Stoudemire, Sean Murray, and Rajah Bell. They had some really good players in that team. Joe Johnson was even there. They had some players, but for some reason they could not get over the hump. They couldn't get to the finals. So that's the one reason why I see Denver like that. They just remind me of that team. Like we all know that there's always a good regular season, even like the Atlanta Hawks, and Toronto before Kawhi got there. Always had a top 2, top 3 seed, but just could not get over the hump. Of course, because LeBron was over there, but still, it's like, come on.
Yeah.
What more do you need to do to be able to get over there? But go ahead, Tom. I just had to answer that with the analogy I had.
Oh no, that was a great analogy. Like you said it better. And then Daniel come in here saying they looking like the new Spurs, which I could see that the center is just. He's not your average center. First of all, he can't dunk. So that's one.
Well, he can. He just doesn't dunk a lot. Let's put it that way.
Okay. But he's also averaging a triple-double. So I don't need to jump neither if I'm going to get you a triple-dub. You know what I mean? Now, we said, should the Suns be concerned being down 2-0? I don't even know what concern means if I'm a Phoenix Sun at this point. I'm devastated. I'm fighting for my life at this point, okay? CP3 just got hurt. That's another person that can give you some points. Yesterday, when you all said Durant and Booker should be able to at least keep this team afloat, they've been trying to do that. And the last duo I thought about going up against a team like this was Kyrie and LeBron. And I was like, they could possibly at least win 1 or 2 games against this team because both of them can get you over 30. But then CP3 gets hurt. So now someone has to actually run the floor. That means Devin Booker has to do a little bit more as far as setting people up and getting points. Kevin Durant, at one point, I think I seen Kevin Durant. I don't know, maybe I was asleep. I think I seen Kevin Durant trying to check Joker. Aiden, you should be ashamed of yourself anytime Kevin Durant walks up and say, I got him. Why would you even think that was okay for you to allow that to happen? What's going on with the coach? I wouldn't even allow that to happen. Even if it was a switch, no, call a timeout. It's not happening. Also,
well, he did get cooked in the finals against Giannis, so
true. You're right. Now, the bench for the Suns, they're averaging 14.3 points. Like the entire bench, averaging a total of 14 points per game. Dillon Brooks averaged more points than the Phoenix Suns bench.
that's crazy.
Okay, that right there lets you know that it's over, Dave. It's a wrap. Vince Carter, it's over, man. I'm sorry. That's why I had to jump off the ship. I seen it. They are not the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard is not on the Nuggets. He's not going to get hurt, so you can go steal 2 games. They have a young version of Russell Westbrook, when I mean like hungry and out there ready to make his name every single game. Jamal Murray is playing with a chip on his shoulder, and he's not holding back. Also, it's just the coaching. It's gonna come down to coaching, man. Like Monty, the same thing I said with Doc Rivers. Monty, you're gonna have to do the same thing. I'm not saying you the better coach between them and between Denver's coach, but you're gonna have to move some pieces around. You're gonna have to maneuver. You're gonna have to play chess to go around. So yeah, I think it's over. I don't even think they get one. That CP3 Pete, I'll say CP3 Pete, but CP3 going down hurts them. So yeah, I think it's over, man. They just gonna start again next year. KD there for some years, so they got some time to build. Go get some defensive players. It was fun.
Yeah, I mean, KD, you on the contract, so I mean, this is really not a make or break year for you. Even though I feel like it was, a good chance for you to get to the final. But hey, you're gonna have more chemistry next year. So I'm not conceding, but it ain't looking good. It ain't looking good. I'm just being brutally honest. It don't look good right now.
Dave, you 10 toes down, but you in quicksand.
There you go. There you go. I'm like, no, not even that. I'm 5 toes down. 5 toes down. Maybe no 6. I got four toes up, but I'm close. I'm close to being all the way off. But,
it's all good, man.
Well, we'll see. But let's see. Denver on a mission. So Phoenix, what you gonna do?
You know who else was on the mission? These GMs. Everybody been dropping their shorts for their draft grades. If y'all haven't seen it, check it out on the YouTube. Refuse to Lose Sports. Everyone in the chat has been dropping a draft grade, but I don't think none of us have did it. I know Joe got to come on. He probably make it short as well for the Commanders. But Dave, we're gonna start off with the 49ers. I know you all weren't there in the first round, but you did. Hats off for you doing the draft show. But your the draft is done. Mm-hmm. I know you've seen some players. I'm going to kick it to you. No pun intended. But what's your letter grade on the 49ers?
So, I think y'all are used to how I act when it comes to San Francisco. And now you see me during basketball season, I'm a little bit more hype. Basketball season, college football, college basketball, my energy's more there. I've seen all those teams win at the highest level. This is the only team I have not witnessed in my grown years see this team get to the promised land and actually win it. Seen them get there twice, but not win it. I'm going to give this draft grade a C+. So, and the reason why I give it a C+, I like the first pick that we got in the third round with Jair Brown out of Penn State. A really good safety, hard hitting. He's a really good cover safety, so he plays really well. But I'm gonna get straight to it. It's one that I question the most. I get it. Kickers are hard to find. I get that, and we know Robbie Gould is not there. But Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, what the heck was your decision to draft a kicker in the 3rd round?
Bruh.
There were other players that we could have drafted right there. Keely Ringo, who was a corner out of Georgia, was right there. You should have been able to go ahead and snag him. You could have drafted Jake Moody in the 4th round, or even the 5th. He's a kicker. No one, I guarantee you, no one was going to draft him that high. Not one person. I get it. He won the Lou Garza Award last year, but he's a kicker at the end of the day. He's accurate, got a good foot. I get it, and I think he's going to be a really good kicker in this league. But we need something else right now. Our defense was great last year. I know we had the #1 defense last year, and we didn't really have any issues. But the back end was questionable at times. And right now, we need some depth, some better depth there that comes with some health. Because that depth was, people forget that two of our top 3 corners were hurt all year last year. Even though our defense was really good. Yep, half our team was hurt. Offense, remember, we went through 4 quarterbacks altogether last year. First it was Trey Lance. Wow, Tomo. First it was Trey Lance.
Keep going, but you stopped. It would have been perfect.
First it was Trey Lance, then it was Jimmy G, then Brock Purdy ended up getting hurt in the NFC Championship game, and we had to go to Josh Johnson. Wow.
In the game we all needed you all to win the most.
Yeah. Don't remind me. But we had a really good offseason, getting Javon Hargrave from was a D tackle that was with Philly last year. So our defensive line is still going to be really good. But I give it a C+, and I mainly lowered that grade just because of I think it was a questionable decision to draft a kicker in the 3rd round. I didn't think that was a really good decision. And then I think the tight end that we drafted in the 3rd round, I think we probably could have gotten someone else other than him. Because, I mean, he's not bad, but, we still had Georgia tight end down in Washington. You still had some other tight ends out there that we could have grabbed. And even the tight end that we drafted later, we probably should have drafted him before the one that we got then at that time, because he did more and he's more athletic, he's blocker, so I feel like we could have did that. But I do like another draft that we got out of Georgia, Robert Beal Jr. He was the defensive end for Georgia, so I really like that. And we had some undrafted free agents that we signed as well. So I'm giving it a C+. I'm not too excited, but not all the way mad either. I just think that was a questionable pick in the 3rd round to pick a kicker in the 3rd round. But overall, it's cool. It's cool, but we got other things that we need to do.
I mean, yeah, I can't tell you too much about your team. I was like, just going off of what I seen, I was going to give y'all a C. So, I mean, because you fill needs at the end of the day. Some people use the draft as their Super Bowl this year, but, not everyone. We got to talk about it.
And plus, we didn't have a 1st and 2nd round pick. So, I mean,
I think that would have reshaped some things too.
Yeah, I can't really give it any higher than a C+. We didn't have a 1st and 2nd round pick, and we know why. It's because we did all that to get Trey Lance. So, but next year we have a 1st round pick. So,
hey, and then there may be some quarterbacks out there.
If Trey Lance don't work out, then there you go.
There you go. Y'all can go get Dak.
Nope.
Speaking of Dak, man, oh man, the NFC East, they just gonna find ways. They will find a way to make this a competition. They just gotta make it a competition. So we got to talk about Dallas in their draft. So of course, initially as a fan, you would be like, "Who are these people? Why would you leave Nolan Smith out there when you had a chance to go get Nolan Smith?" But as a Cowboy fan, I always said we needed a defensive tackle. I always said we needed some more linebackers. I always said we need this, we need that. We never draft a defensive tackle, and boom, they go get Mozzie Smith. They got Mozzie Smith. They got a tight end from Michigan. The first two, something about these GMs that drafting people from the same colleges, like they just got to go on runs. Like they just think this is a thing. They went Michigan, then they switched it up. They went Texas. They got a linebacker, Overshawn. Then we got Fihoko, an edge rusher, which was kind of backwards to me because I was like, well, if you knew you needed an edge rusher, why you didn't take one of the best edge rushers in the beginning then swing back and get a tackle. But hey, either way, I wasn't in the room. But I'm just saying, if the one of the best edge rushers was there, I'd have just took him and then got one of the. But anyway, that's not the end of there. So then we got a cornerback, and of course, the emotional moment. Dallas gonna find a way to be in the media.
There you go. There you go.
Know it. You knew Jerry. I think they did that just because of all the hype. They said, "What better way
Of
can
course.
we make the world cry?"
They was like, I know
Word.
he gonna be here. His father might not be expecting this, but we're gonna do this because it's gonna cause a lot of media attention and it's gonna be great. We're gonna have our father and son in the building.
Facts. So overall, I looked at it, and Dallas been drafting like this for years. We get a bunch of players that that really don't throw names out there, except for like Micah and Zeke and maybe CD. Those are the last few big names that we got. But I think we have a plan. I don't know what it is yet, so I give them a B+. Yeah.
Yeah. As much as I do not like the Cowboys, I'm gonna give you guys a B. I think what you did, C+, B, B-, somewhere in that range. Is you definitely feel some needs. I feel like you guys should have been one of the people to go and draft Nolan Smith, so the so the Eagles don't get him. But
Also, you're not thinking they're gonna make that move, but we'll speak more about a couple moves because I gotta get this year done, son, done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. But overall, I mean, like I said, I was on the draft. I was there announcing all the picks, so I knew some of the players y'all got. But I do want to say this about Deuce Vaughn. Deuce Vaughn, yes, I understand that was a key moment for him and his dad. But he's a really good running back out of Kent State. He's really good. He's like me and Carl mentioned in chat. He's more like a Darren Sproles kind of player. The way they used him, so it could be really good. He could be the Tony Pollard replacement because even though Tony Pollard is the starter now, but now you have someone else that can kind of help out there. So it could be good. So
before we go to your done, hey, me and Donnell agree on the B+. Y'all already know it's gonna get ugly in the chat this season. They know what time it is.
Come on, Carl. Look, we don't care about Michigan as much as you do. Okay, we do not. We do not care. It's okay because Michigan is better than Michigan State right now. So it's all right. It's okay. Just do better, Carl. That's it. Just do better.
Bruh.
Right now you're hurting because your quarterback and top quarterback and receivers in the transfer portal. So it might be hurting a little bit right now.
Bruh.
You'll be okay.
Dave sending shots, man. We gotta hurry up and get you on Cancun. We gotta get you to Cancun.
So let's go ahead to the last segment. Tomo, it's on you. You're done, son.
Oh, I'm really done. My man kicked me out, but nah. Y'all already know what time it is, man. It's Tuesdays, and it's your done, son. What would Tuesday be like if your done son wasn't here? You know what I mean? Like, of course, we took a week off because people was chilling, but then the draft rolls around and we find us a new villain. Hey, I just want to say shout out to the NFL execs who was hating. This is gonna be a random you're done, son. So I know I'm gonna get clipped up already. I know I'm gonna get clipped up, but this week's you're done, son. Goes to let's bring it over. Gotta bring my man Dave. Where you go, Dave? Try to leave. Dave try to leave. This week's your done, son goes to those NFL execs who was hating on Howie. Like, bruh, you can't be hating on Howie like that. Like at the end of the day, you picked up the phone and made the trades with him. And I'm gonna do something nice. I don't do this very often, but Howie has conducted over 38 draft day trades since he's been here, before Chip Kelly. Because remember, he was there with Chip. Then Chip blew it up, and he was like, all right, Howie, you're done, son. Then, just days before the draft, Howie, he finds ways to flip these picks. He traded like an 8th, a 3rd. I know Kev going to jump in here, a 4th. He made all these things turn into Carson Wentz. Then he comes back, he keeps building. And then he turns into he helped a few franchises out. I'm gonna say shout out to you, man. You got us Michael Parsons, but y'all got Devontae Smith in that deal. But then you also let the Ravens get Lamar Jackson, but y'all got Maddox in that deal. So it was like, hey, I'm gonna look out so y'all can look out. Each one teach one. But for those 13 NFL execs that was trying to not bring your name to the front, I bet it was 4 of y'all that was probably on the phone with him on draft day, making those crazy trades to be like, hey, let me get such and such for them. Ha, 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 hanging up the phone. And then you see Jalen Carter go off the board and you go get a running back. Or then they still had the 30th pick. They try to trade back up and they're like, well, why would I trade back up when I got Nolan Smith right here in my lap? I'm going to just take him. Then everyone wants to be upset. Now you got your owners looking down on you talking about something. Well, if he getting all that, then why are we stuck here with this? Shout out to the Titans. They traded away A.J. Brown. Some people like me would say A.J. Brown ain't all the hype. But at the end of the day, if that's your only go-to receiver, I'm not trading them away for kibbles and bits. You know what I mean? So you can't be one of the people that's upset about that. New Orleans Saints, they made a deal. They ended up with that top 10 pick. Howie is one of those GMs that just knows how to make the fan base happy. Meanwhile, some other fan bases are just like, so we just gonna sit around with our hands on our hand. Like we in this division too. Like we want to make the playoffs. We want to win, you know. But I'm gonna give you your hats off to you. You know how to make deals when it's time to make deals, and you know how to make steals when it's time to make steals. And sir, this is why the ski mask is on you. And for all of those GMs that were hating, you need to pick up a book called How to Be a GM or How to Make Deals for Dummies. Because at the end of the day, you're going to end up on here because none of your players can make the plays that Howie made. You're done, son.
Hey, GMs, do better. Do your job. Do your job. I tell you one thing, our GM not worried. You know, John is not worried. We got an eagle from them. So we good. We good over here. We good. But all y'all other ones, y'all can't be complaining. Y'all, you know, I think the Bears might be one of these people. The Bears or the Lions, you know, it could be one of those kind of teams. Somebody that made a deal with them and now they're upset because they look stupid because they made a deal and they got somebody they wanted in the end. So, hey, stop making deals with the Eagles then. That's on you. Stop making deals and then pick who you want to pick.
Exactly.
Stop giving them the players that they want. That's on y'all. It's not our fault that he's outsmarting you. Do your job. Do better.
And I had a clip, but I'm not gonna play it because that's too much love. This is all the love the Eagles gonna get from me. That's it. Yeah. The Eagles love, done, son.
Well, that's your done, son. So, man, I'm telling you that. Tell you this, man. Y'all just gotta do better.
Man,
just gotta do better. You know what, Kev? We not. John Lynch is not worried. Trust me, he's not. You made it to one Super Bowl within the last 3-4 years. We made it to one, but we went to the NC Championship game at least twice. Just make it again, please. There's no excuses.
There we go.
No
That's
excuses.
it.
No
that's
excuses.
The one.
So that's the show for today. Appreciate y'all coming on. Only last words I have is Miami Heat. Let's go. Like I said, Jimmy's out tonight, so do whatever you can. If we can win, great. If not, okay, we got one. It's cool. But let's do what we can. And San Fran, don't let Sam Darnold be the starting cornerback. Do not let it happen. If you do, I'm not watching football next year.
You got to because of the show. But that was me. My last words is, hey, for all the people that's on their way down to Cabo with Tomo and non-playoff teams like Joe, you know, Dave, you might be on your way because the Knicks going to do something. But look, this is my last words to you all.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
And we out.
Hey, enjoy Cancun, people. We out. Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.